What is up, all you lovely, fantastic people, man? So today, we finally got the truck in the shop, and we're gonna start the 5.7 drop. I'm so excited because I've been talking about this for like almost a year, literally since last year. What else? Also, since it's a 5.7, I do not recall that anybody has done a 5.7 drop on YouTube. Everybody usually does like the 3.4s, the 4.5s, because I think, quite frankly, everybody's too scared to slam the piss out of their truck. So, that being said, I'm gonna start with the rear. I'm gonna show you how to C-notch your truck the right way. The front suspension I'm gonna wait on, but yeah, we're gonna start with the rear, and I'm gonna try to C-notch it first so that I have plenty of ground clearance before I completely slam it and then decide to C-notch it. So let's jump right into it. So working with the super sketchy tripod, you love to see it, you love to see it. Wait, we got light. So anyway, I'm gonna try to set y'all up. I'm gonna start by taking this tire off, and then I'm gonna try to start by C-notching my frame before I even lower it. It's all a little bit easier. So, also you need a battery if you want to make this work. That's just sewn on because the one on the back keeps falling off. So, what is this? That's a 17. Do I even have a 19? Yeah, that's a 19 right now. Yeah, that's the 19. Also, when I take these off, I'm not going to be putting the same tire on. I want to try to get low profile tires because I'm assuming when I drop this thing, since I got the 5.7, it's probably gonna rub, maybe not in the rear, but probably in the front, so. All right, that's all of them off. Oh. With this, but I texted Rick, the guy that owns Rick's Rangers, that afford all these parts. Shout out to Rick. He was telling me about them, and I might have to pause this and go back and look over it really quick. But make sure you got the driver's side P, and then P will be passenger. And I think he said just line this up with the holes and then mark out your template. What the frick is that? Line it up for the slice. I'm going to believe that is that. That thing's away. I don't know if you can see it. It's this thing right here. All right. So it's been about like 4 hours plus a couple of breaks. Sorry I didn't film me actually doing the C-notch. I have a phone that I film on, so I try not to spend that much battery life, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm trying to figure stuff out, I'm not trying to also film it, you know, me just figuring out, because again, I don't really know 100% what I'm doing, so this is like my first time doing this, you know what I'm saying? So, but I did get it figured out, and I'm going to explain to y'all what I did, because I got the C-notch in. So let me turn my flash on. So, I got the C-notch in, right? You guys can see that. Also, I recommend when you guys get these wires, like your hoses and brake line stuff, try to push them out of the way the best you can. I nicked this one, so just a heads up, be super careful. Also, this bolt right here, or this that you see, this little bracket, so when the frame was here, there was a bump stop here, right? Everybody knows what a bump stop is. Well, this thing was attached to it, the brake line, and I don't know if I should just leave it here because it actually seems kind of stiff. It just bounces, but I don't want to move it too much or maybe relocate it, but it seems kind of fine right here, but it's also in the way if this does come up. So I might have to find a way to relocate it. But no, I do have it in, and that's what it looks like. So when you're lining this up, here's what I highly recommend. If you guys have camber bolts, like if yours comes with camber bolts, and these are for the camber bolts, these are not even for the C-notch. What I did is I put them through here and here, and lined them up where the bolts were straight, not crooked or down or anything, straight. And then once you got the holes lined up straight, take a Sharpie or whatever kind of marker you want to use and mark it on the frame. I highly recommend two people do this, because this is when I did it the first time. And the first time when I did it, it took me about 2 hours, just because I was by myself and the fact that there was like stuff in the way. And then on this side, you'll look, there's actually no wires under here. Look, it's actually like super free under here. So this side went a little bit faster, but like I said, put in your camber bolts if you do have them. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are gonna get, if you guys have the 5/7 drop, you're getting the whole thing anyway. So like I said, line these up, get somebody to hold it, mark it out, and then just kind of look at it before you do it and say, hey, is that lined up with the diff? And this is naturally going to come up here, right? And then there's the C-notch on the other side. So I apologize for me not filming the cutting and all that. That is my bad, right? But I did show y'all. Put it up, put your camber bolts up, get someone to hold it, kind of look to see if it's over it, and then mark it out. And then when you cut it, sometimes you got to cut it a second time, because it wouldn't slide up, because the part at the bottom where it gets wide, here, let me like the wider part down here on the metal back here, it was kind of thin, so it kept bumping up, and this didn't fully reach the top. It would come to here. So what I recommend actually is cutting it just a little bit wide. I'm not saying go berserk and cut your frame super wide, because you're going to damage it, but this right here, I suggest cutting it a little bit wider than that, so you have no problem sliding it up, locking these down. I didn't torque them to spec, I just ugga-dugged it with my impact. But if I had to guess, I would say probably somewhere between 80 to 100 foot-pounds. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this, relocating it, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, I got my C-notch in. Looks pretty good, and it's actually really sturdy just with 2 bolts. Also, this was this moving, that wasn't a C-notch, but yeah. And then I got to figure out how to drill these holes so I can get the rest of the hardware in. The rest of the hardware being all this grade 8 bolts and stuff. So this is separate. This is the C-notch stuff. This is your camber bolts. But yeah, I don't know. Either tomorrow I'm going to figure out how to drill, or I'm going to put the lockers in my diff, because I have an open diff, which are these things, a mini spool, so that it acts as like a solid diff. I might do that tomorrow. I need a new seal, and then I'm going to need diff fluid, and then I'm going to need a that thing that pumps the fluid into it. I don't know what you call it. And then where's the valve that it comes out of for the diff? Oh, I see it. It's right here. It's right here. I don't know if y'all can see it. Focus. It's right here. So I'm probably gonna be doing that tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, just kind of move these out of the way. Watch your brake lines. I need to plug this back up. There's like a sensor back here. All right, there we go. Got that in. And yeah, this is what it looks like from the underside. Oh, also, since we're down here, you see what I was talking about? Cutting it a little bit wider so it slides in. Because right here, it seems up here is fine. When you get down here, it gets a little bit tighter. This side, like I said, since I'd practiced with the first one, went in a little easier. You also have no wires. Here, you got all this to manage. So just keep that in mind. The driver's side's going to be a little harder. And then there's those tighten down with the factory holes that are already in the frame. But all the rest of the holes, you're gonna have to drill. So yeah, that's how you C-notch your frame. I don't know, I feel really bad being like, oh, I'm gonna show y'all how to do a C-notch. And then you just cut all the work out. I don't know. It's because I don't like filming me trying to think of something on the fly. Because again, this was my first time doing a C-notch. I think I did good. It's really solid. All I have to do is just drill the holes. If you guys have any suggestions for like good drill bits, leave them in the comments. You know, like freaking super strong drill bits, like carbide steel drill bits or something. I don't care if it's like $100 a set. If you guys know any good drill bit brands, just let me know. Also, I'm gonna leave this part 1, and however long it takes this is probably gonna be parts. Hopefully there's only 3 parts. Part 1 would be C-notch, part 2 would be lowering the rear and putting the lockers in, and then part 3 would be the front end. So very careful with angle grinders, because I tend to have a history with angle grinders wanting to hurt me. Second. They suck. So, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. And it's super late right now. It's getting kind of dark out. It's like 6 or 7 o'clock right now. 6, 7. Anyway, but yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow.